The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him, and the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Give your place to this man." And then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest place. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at the table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today we celebrate the memorial of Saint Charles Borromeo. He's a bishop and a saint who was quite active during the time of the Catholic Reformation, or during the time right after the Council of Trent. And Charles Borromeo is part of a noble family, and he was the Archbishop of Milan, a very important city in Italy. And his uncle was Pope Pius V. And he helped Pope Pius V during the initial implementation of the Council of Trent. And he was so useful to his uncle that his uncle wouldn't want him to return to his archdiocese of Milan. And he implored his uncle. He said, "Your Holiness, the canon law requires that a bishop would reside at his diocese. And here you are, the Pope, no, impeding me from obeying canon law." So his uncle was forced to allow him to return to his archdiocese. And he made a lot of improvements in the archdiocese. He created the first of what we call the seminaries. Before the Council of Trent, priestly formation was done on a case-to-case basis, piecemeal, where a candidate for the priesthood would be an understudy for a parish priest. There's no real systematic formation of candidates. With the Council of Trent, the Church saw the need to really prepare those who are candidates for the priesthood for their future vocation and apostolate. And Pope and then Archbishop Charles also was instrumental during a time when there was an epidemic in Italy. Most of the civil authorities in Milan left the city out of fear of the contagion. And Charles Borromeo remained in the city, even though there was a threat that he could be infected and even die. So there was a lockdown. This is not the first lockdown in the history of the church, no? The 2019 pandemic. There was a lockdown in the whole of Milan. Even the churches were closed. So what St. Charles did was to allow